Hi, my name is Jordan Davis, and I serve as an instructional coach here in New York City with District 11 schools in the Bronx. And this is my why. My background journey, I tell everyone, I genuinely believe my ability to coach came from my experience of having amazing coaches. Been blessed and fortunate to have been in spaces where I've had a coach who truly partnered with me and invested enough in me to help me not only be expert in what I do and feel confident in what I do, and has been able to prove outcomes because of it, but also has shown me how not only technical, like what other things to do to get them moving, but also how to be adaptive, how to respond to each individual person. And I found in my own educational journey that I love coaching. I love working with coaches. I love being a champion for the champions, being someone as a support to help them drive their own growth, because I had that for me. Part of the beauty in this work, along with coaching, I love facilitating. I am a performer at heart. I love the stage. Part of the reason, first, my background is not in teaching, it's in event management. That's a whole other conversation. I wanted to go into event management. I wanted to work for Essence in some production team. Like that was gonna be my thing. Teaching was all not only working with kids, which I love, but it was also a sense of like performing. I loved what I did. Like I gave a show. Because I remember my best classes were with teachers who loved their content and exhibited that love as they executed. So for me, teaching was always a performance. So it was always a thing to really get kids to like love it because I genuinely loved it. My thing now is like, how do I get adults to genuinely love what they do? I want to work with a group of people who love coming to work every day, who love giving their best. And even in days when you're not 100%, because teaching is always going to drain you, but you have someone who is championing you and like giving you that joy and that energy to help push you through. Because our kids ultimately also deserve that too. So by championing the champions, like we're actually still moving the needle with our kiddos because they're getting the best from their teachers. And so that's why I love working with Teaching Lab, because there's such an intentional focus on developing teacher practice and teacher skill and teachers' love for the work, because kids are going to buy them before they buy the product, right? They're going to be invested in their teachers. And if we have teachers who are competent and confident in their work, who love what they do and love the facets of how they're doing it, and can understand it and can do it fluently, our kids are going to have amazing experiences. And that is what's actually going to close the educational gap that I've seen in my experience. Because of my background in event management, I was developing a lot of leader skills early. And so when I came into the classroom, I had a coach who saw that in me, and saw that as a strength, and then used that strength to support like me becoming a better and a stronger teacher. While I love coaching and I love being that support, I love facilitating, I love being a content expert and being someone who can create systems, support learning, I realized that I didn't necessarily want to be a principal. And I got into a place where I felt like all the opportunities to do what I want to do existed from the root of being a principal. And so I always felt like I was hitting this rut time after time. So I left and came back to Brooklyn, and I went back into the classroom, kind of ways to find like exactly what I wanted to do back in the community that I first fell in love with teaching. I went back into my classroom, and at that time I was doing both instructional coaching and teaching. So not only did I still have a hand coaching teachers, I still was at that time also now relearning a new content and a new way of teaching. So it's also still exciting to still be in that groundwork of like in the math. And then from then continue navigating different avenues of some form of instructional coaching. If it's working with new teachers, if it's doing specific math coaching, it got to a place where I decided that the impact has to be greater. I feel like the work that I'm doing, I feel like I'm supposed to be doing more of it outside of just one building. But I still was struggling with like, I'm not sure if principalship is the thing. And so I was fortunate to have been presented an opportunity to look into Teaching Lab. And by looking, I was like, well, this is exactly what I've been wanting to do. Within the first week of being invited to go support in Rochester and facilitating, that for me was just confirmation because I was doing the work. Then to hear that even after that first week coming back with an NPS, I think it was around 60 something or 70 something. For me, it was just confirmation that this is the work that I have been wanting to do. And so I'm grateful for the opportunity to now do it more of it. If I'm going to go to a professional learning group, you're going to have to give me something to pay attention to. And so for me, like I live for the performance. Like if you want to come hear me talk about math and you've never did this content, you new to it, you are brand new to, you don't know. I'm going to give you a show. You're going to fall in love with the mystery of the work. And that is, it's not, for me, it's not deception. It's showing that there's a love for it because I genuinely love it. Like I love the work. I love the math. I love what I do. And so if I can communicate that level of love for you to have an interest in what is in front of you, then that for me, that's the win. But I'm going to bring the energy every time.